Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. You are participating in our Beaufort College Honors Information Session. We have with us today Dr. Brent Morris, Professor of History and Chair of the Humanities Department. Dr. Morris is a renowned historian of South Carolina and Southern history, and an author of 6 books. We also have with us today Dr. Joe Staton, who is Dean of the School of Science and Mathematics and Interim Chair of the Natural Sciences. So if you guys have any questions throughout the presentation, if you would please just put it in the chat, and we will have a session, a portion of the session reserved for question and answer. So again, we want to thank you all for coming and spending some time with us today. And I will let the doctors go ahead and get started.
I guess I'll go first. I put together a little tiny presentation just to introduce everybody to the topic. I'm Joe Staton, and both Dr. Morris and I will be available to answer any questions after that, just to show you some aspects about the honors program that you may not be aware of. So let me get to that, sharing of the screen. Hold on just a second, here we go. Okay, let me wait until I see that it's being shared. Are people seeing it? Brent?
No, there it is.
Okay, great. So the Beaufort College Honors Program, we started, this is now, it'll be, it's in its 3rd year starting, and it's been growing steadily. We of course had a little setback this year because of the pandemic, and some people came that, some people didn't come that were planning on coming, but other people came because they didn't go to their colleges. So it's been a unique experience in that way I think for everybody. And hopefully by next fall, we'll be back to as close to normal as possible. But essentially, the Beaufort Honors Program is essentially it's a program that is centered in Beaufort, South Carolina, in the historic Beaufort campus, where we have brand new dorms. And some of the benefits of it is you mingle with other students that are in the top of their class. The class sizes are small. Most classes are 20 or less, depending what class you're talking about. Some of the non-honors classes are a little larger, but they're still smaller class sizes. And there's some financial benefits that I'll go over with you in just a little bit. And more importantly, we actually have these beautiful apartment dorms. They're really, I don't really want to, they are dorms for students, but they are absolutely beautiful. You can see things online about them. Essentially, they're a suite apartment with 4 individual rooms. They have high fidelity Wi-Fi. You can get there's built-in cable. All the utilities are built in. You have a washer and dryer in your suite. There's also a kitchen in the suite that you can cook and dishwasher and all the full gamut. Much nicer than I ever had when I was in school. And I've actually told my wife when she does choose to throw me out, I might go live in the dorms because they are really pretty spectacular. So essentially, the honors program are broken into 3 major groups. Biology is the first 2 years of your biology degree is there. We do have the possibility now, if you're focusing on marine biology and or conservation biology, you can actually do all 4 years in Beaufort. Otherwise, students who choose to can, after 2 years, shift to the Bluffton campus to complete their degrees. With nursing, there are 2 years of pre-nursing courses that you actually take in Beaufort. And as long as you do the standard nursing program, which we have pre-nursing program, and you make the right progression of grades and requirements that you would have to do for getting into nursing, as a competitive. Usually nursing, you actually have to apply after your 2nd year, and based on your grades and stuff, you can get in, but maybe not. If you actually meet the requirements, you are absolutely accepted in the nursing program And so you've been pre-chosen for that. So that's a unique thing that is not common to many nursing programs. So those two are both 2-year courses, and the third one is just a general honors curriculum for anybody, any degree: business, computational science, communications, all sorts of things. And you spend 1 year in residence program in Beaufort, taking courses with your cohort, and that group is actually managed by Dr. Morris. So that history majors are also encouraged to join that. Okay. The benefits, well, here's the minimum requirements to apply. We require a minimum 3.0 GPA, an 1100 SAT or a 22 ACT. Those are essentially, for South Carolina residents, those are the criteria for getting the life scholarship. So that's what we actually, as our minimum. I can tell you that our average has been much higher than that in the last year or so. So you know, it's not a guarantee of having those to getting into the program necessarily. We actually have an early decision deadline of December 1. So if you are interested in coming in for next fall, please apply early, and you can get early admission and guarantee your spot for next fall. What is in it for you financially? Well, if you're an in-state student from South Carolina, you get the Life Scholarship, which is the South Carolina high school scholarship. If you have those kind of things, you get $5,000, and that's for the Life Scholarship, not for life. Sorry about that. $5,000 a year for that, as long as you maintain your GPA in college. If you're in a STEM field or nursing, you can get an extra $2,500 after so many college credits are taken. And USCB actually awards what we call the Life Plus, which if you come to USCB, on top of whatever you get for life, you'll get an extra $2,000 from the university. For in-state honors scholars, we also offer $2,000 a year for in-state students, unfortunately only. For out-of-state students, you'll get in-state tuition rates plus an additional $500 per year for up to 4 years living in the dorms. All students that live in the Beaufort campus are eligible for the 1795 scholarship. This was actually just started this past year, and it actually, the 1795 was actually when Beaufort College originally was founded, which is actually early in the University of South Carolina, and so we actually have a long history of higher education in the Low Country. And that building you saw, the Beaufort College building, was built in 1802 maybe, and has been around since. So for this, you get $2,000 a year, $1,000 per semester while you're in residence in the Beaufort campus apartments. So these benefits, as long as you meet these criteria, will actually last your entire 4 years, whether you finish in Beaufort or whether you finish in Bluffton. Although the $2,000 a year for the 1795 scholarship is tied to being at the Beaufort campus apartments. We do have a couple of Palmetto Fellows that are in the program as well. So if you're in the state, you know that's even a more lucrative scholarship from the state than is the Life Scholarship, and highly competitive statewide. So, you know, don't wait. If you're thinking about this, go ahead and apply. Early admission, you can, I think if you come and do a tour, or maybe there's some kind of, I can actually have Michelene chime in on this. Maybe there's a virtual tour during this time. They'll even waive your registration fee for touring the campus. And we have lots of students that are actually our first cohort. Some of our students are graduating early. We'll have our first graduate from the Honors College this spring in marine biology. And so it's, and she's looking toward all kinds of internships and things, because she's got a great grade average. She'll have the honors on her diploma, and also on her transcripts. And the benefit too is your faculty will know you, because you are standing out among your peers, and it's much easier to write an honors student a solid letter recommendation than the average student. I mean, you know, some of those do very well too, but obviously you stand out head and shoulders above the rest because of your dedication to being in the honors program. So, you know, oops, you are our next success story. You know, in 4 years' time, I want to be talking to you about where you're going and where you're going to go, grad school, med school, or whatever your choices are. Internships in Washington. We had our first Fulbright undergraduate fellow at USCB this year, and we've actually been recognized nationally for our efforts to promote the Fulbright program through our undergraduates. So you know, obviously having honors in your background will help with that process as well. So that's kind of the overall spiel. You know, let's see. I haven't been looking at the chat because my screen share doesn't let me do that. But let's see. If you actually, I think Miss Seabrook or Miss Van Noord can actually post the link in the Zoom chat so you can copy it. But we have links to it. It's online and it's very straightforward to do. Okay, they actually said, yeah, so you do a freshman application, you check yes for honors program. So that's on there. So the life scholarship and everything from the state, that's through the state. If you get that, then the Life Plus is automatic. And if you get into the honors program and you're in state, the $2,000 is automatic. You have to apply for the 1795 scholarship, and that's actually a website that, oddly enough, is called the 1795 Scholarship. And you can go there, and they have application there for that. That's an additional private interest that's actually funding that, because the community in Beaufort is really interested in our students and development of the program there. Let's see, Austin again. When do you find out if you're accepted on scholarship? If you actually apply by December 1, you would get notification before January 1. Is that right, Michelene?
Yes, we actually are looking at some students who are highly qualified for early decision. So some students who have a higher GPA of a 3.7, they will actually be notified before the December 1st deadline. Those who meet the minimum requirements and have indicated that they are interested in the program will be notified before the Christmas break for us here at the university.
Thank you. I have my AA. Can I transfer honors program and get bachelor's? It depends on what the credits are in. It depends on your major. So I mean, we do actually take the general education credits for that. If you're going into the sciences, we will give you college credit for some of your science courses, but it depends on what your degree courses are in, whether they will actually satisfy requirements or not. They can. We don't accept AP credits as directly. We do actually give you college credit for them, but if you're coming into biology, we want to make sure you've had real college level biology for those things, and we give you other biology credits that will count towards your overall graduation. But yeah, I mean, in large part, that's one of the reasons the young woman is graduating a year early, because she didn't come in with an AA, but she came in with essentially dual enrollment credit for when she was in high school that she took at a college campus.
We also have a question about the nursing program. Are there any other requirements besides the GPA and test score?
I don't believe so, but you know that as well as I do, Michelene. The requirements are, right now is for the honors college, as I understand them, is just those two. They are going to check. I think they do look at your science credits from high school to see how well you did. So they may have some other things because people are getting in that have beyond the minimum. And so really the only thing else to watch out for is that when you do come here, we actually do have advisement, and you do take the same courses you do in pre-nursing in other schools to get into the nursing program eventually. It's just here they work with you closely, and you are already pre-accepted as long as you complete the pre-nursing curriculum, just like you'd have to anywhere with certain minimum standards. And I don't know the exact details of that, but if you get in, they'll be glad to tell you. I mean, they're essentially the same things that makes you competitive for a nursing program anywhere. Certain minimum GPAs in anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, and microbiology, and there's some other courses they have you take as well. So it's nothing any more onerous than any other nursing program. Honors doesn't necessarily mean harder. It just means that you're expected to to maintain your GPA and do well and participate in classes and those things that good students do anyway. I don't think I don't think we're requiring letters of recommendation for biology. They used to require them for nursing, but I think in the time of pandemia, they might have waived that for this year. I don't. You can always email. I guess do you have Lynn Hutchinson's email you can shoot to these people, Michelene?
Yes, if anyone wanted to send in any letters of recommendation, they are not required for admission into the honors program, but you can actually upload them into your student portal, and we'll make sure that the appropriate dean would get those if you just wanted to send that along with your file. So we have a question about what type of classes, are there any additional classes that an honors student would take?
I don't want to be the only one answering questions. Brent, you want to field any of these?
Yeah, the nursing and the biology cohorts have their first 2-year program pretty much well laid out. But the general studies honors would take, and the other 2 cohorts would take as well, an honors seminar every semester. So it's a 1-hour course. It meets once a week for an hour, and it's run differently in each cohort. Mine, actually, I was doing that right before I got to the Zoom meeting. We bring in a series of guest speakers, and that talk about different disciplines. One of the great things about the general studies honors program is that we're going to have students that are from all sorts of different disciplines, all sorts of different majors, or no major, people that haven't declared yet. So we have an interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary cohort that it seems like it would be difficult to piece together schedules for everybody, and it is. But in that one class once a week, we're able to bring through speakers. We're talking experts in the field that can speak to different disciplines in different ways. And we focus on the Low Country itself. Before this year, it was previously called the Low Country Studies cohort, because a lot of what we do focuses on what it means to be a part of this community, and hopefully what it means for you guys to be able to stick around and to lead this community after you're finished with your degree. So we've had businessmen, we've had politicians currently running and currently serving, we've had historians, we've had people, and because we're able to do a lot of this online now, we've had people who are able to stream in from anywhere in the world or the country to talk to these students about fields that they're just beginning in. So we have the world experts talking about people in their first couple of weeks of studying these things. So it's an amazing opportunity. It's one of my favorite things to teach, and it is something that all of the students take. So the biology and the nursing seminars are more focused on those disciplines, but the general studies, it's all over the place, but it's interesting for everybody. And it all kind of comes together to give you a sense of what it means to be a part of this community.
Yeah, the biology one I'll speak for, because I've taught it before, is a series of guest lectures as well, and also we do some things to prepare you for for a professional career in science, like how to do a curriculum vitae, which is essentially the scientific version of a resume. And we talk about we do a little bit of common reading in the class that is trying to get you into the mindset of how scientists think from the get-go, so that you can think a little bit more deeply. That's the whole idea about the honors program. You're not taking any different courses necessarily, except for we do have seminars for non-majors as well that are not required, but to expose you to the discipline and get you thinking like a professional early on, and to get prepared. Some of our students have actually taken their CVs that they've made in class, and whenever an internship pops up, they've got it ready to go, and they can just fire it off to the people and say, yeah, I'm really interested in whatever you're doing this summer, or working with people. We have a number of wildlife preserves and other things, the hospitals around here that actually are looking for people to work with them. And it's very helpful to have that ready to go, and it shows that you're progressive and forward-thinking. we've had some guest speakers, and like Dr. Morris said, especially at the time of COVID, we've been able to do some things worldwide. I know that the second year students, being led by Dr. Kim Ritchie, she might have been here today, except that she's on the O-Search vessel off the coast of Nova Scotia. Oops, name drop. And she is actually harvesting bacteria films from great white sharks they're trapping in Nova Scotia. I think she actually just got back today, and she's been blogging from there and teaching her students remotely from shipboard. So she and Dr. Brugler, who's new in our program, and Dr. Ty Petty, they're all in the marine biology division. They all are interacting very heavily because not only do they have marine biology backgrounds, but they also do a lot of cell biology and other kinds of environmental work as well. So they're very well rounded and actually nationally or internationally known scientists. So I know that Dr. Ritchie had a coral reef specialist from Israel lecture her class that she had last spring. So pretty neat stuff. So that's kind of it's not really different stuff. It's just we hope that you'll think a little bit more deeply than the average person, and we try to have more discussions that we can't have in larger classrooms, and that's the beauty of the small class sizes. We get to know you, and we help with all kinds of things besides just academics. We're a high service. How about that?
We can talk about some of the specifics of the program, about the cohort. With this cohort model, 20 students per program are allowed in. This is for freshmen, incoming freshmen. So that's when Dr. Staton talks about the small sizes, 20 students for biology, 20 for nursing, and then 20 for our general honors program. So you're thinking of 60 students coming in each year. And so those students move along in this cohort together. And so that's a very personalized experience, which is very important when you're looking for specifics. You know, you want to really get down to having personalized experiences, personalized study time with each other, as well as being able to mix and mingle with the students who are your upperclassmen as well in the honors program.
Yeah.
Something else that we've been looking through the questions, someone asked about the GPA requirement. So you are required to maintain your 3.0 GPA in order to stay in the honors program. So that's very important as well, that students are still performing up, at the higher level throughout their time here at the university.
Yeah, the other thing too is, so the way honors works in general, we actually have students who can graduate in honors that don't enter into this program. But if you're in the honors program as a freshman, it's a special program. You get 6 honors credits per year for being in the program. And so when you finish, if you're in the general group, you get 6 credits before you move on to your next phase of whatever you're doing. And if you're in the biology and nursing, you get 6 per year, so that's 12 credits, and you only have to have 18 honors credits to graduate. So that means just doing 2 other honors courses during your whole career, and that is the only thing that's different. When you do the honors courses outside the program, there's usually an additional assignment, like some kind of special research project or some kind of thing that pertains to the class you're working in. We try to actually do that within the context of your degree program. But I have a student right now that's doing an honors project in my genetics class. So it really is not people always freak out. Oh, honors is like a lot of more work. It's really not a lot more work. It's just different work and kind of a different emphasis. And we have the latitude because the class sizes are smaller, quite frankly.
It's different work and better work. There's different ways to be able to satisfy these honors requirements. I mean, we have honors only classes that are in development, but I think what Dr. Staton was talking about are these honors contracts that you can sign with a professor that teaches any other course. And if there's a topic that you really want to study that may not be offered as a course, but if it falls in the expertise of one of the professors, then you can work out an arrangement with them to take the course for credit, but actually have it as honors credit by doing some sort of extra project that takes you further than you would get if you were just sitting in that class not as an honors student. It gives you opportunities to really follow up on your passions and the things that the professors are most passionate about as well. And when those things come together, it can be really exciting times. So to be able to go above and beyond what we're able to offer, usually as a university, I think is an incredible opportunity. And it'll serve you very well when you're looking beyond the university to graduate programs or different careers or jobs, because if you have this sort of specialized experience that it sets you apart from other candidates. You know, you've done personal research with Kim Ritchie on these sharks, or you've done historical research with me in Beaufort, and it's a really historically rich city. Then it puts you, that one step closer to getting the job and to have that sort of experience that employers are looking for. So it gets you, it's not harder, but it's a different quality of education. I think that is why people want to come and study here and be a part of Beaufort County College Honors.
Yeah. One of Dr. Ritchie's students in August was actually on the O-Search vessel off the coast of Massachusetts, working with a team, catching great white sharks and tagging them for a couple of weeks in August. So there's other kinds of opportunities. I just saw that Mr. Councilman asked, how do I know if I've been accepted? When you apply, we'll send letters out, like we were saying. If you're in the early acceptance pool before December 1, if people are highly qualified, we can notify you early. And if you're not, if you're still in the pool but still we're still considering, we'll actually have a group selection where we'll try to notify people after the first of the new year, or maybe a little sooner. I think Michelene was saying a little bit sooner this year. But yeah, I mean, you'll know before the end of this fall if you're applying for next fall.
I have also included in the chat, we are actually having an in-person event on the Beaufort campus on October the 17th. If anyone is interested in that, our 9 a.m. session has a wait list currently, but we do have an 11 o'clock session that is still open. I have included the link for you to register for that event. This will give you a chance to actually come to campus and see what this program is all about, where it's being held, to be able to meet some students who are actually in the program, and be able to meet people in person, the deans in person. If anyone is interested in that, again, you can follow that information there. That's on our website as well. Also, we offer tours on that Beaufort campus as well on Fridays. Fridays, those are available. You can look on our website. I will put that link here as well so that you can visit and go ahead and register for a particular event to see things in person. Okay,
Yes.
so Mr. Councilman said that he just found out he was accepted, and would he be receiving a separate notice? Yes.
Yes.
So we do accept students to the university, and then you are offered a seat into the particular honors programs.
So yeah, Jackson, we accept 100+ students into the pre-nursing program every year, but we only accept 20 into the honors pre-nursing, and those 20 will actually have automatic acceptance when they complete their requirements, as the other ones have to do to compete for the remaining sites. So you can do very well in pre-nursing and not be part of honors, and you might have a cohort that's even stronger than what the minimum requirements are for nursing usually, and those people are fighting it out for the remaining seats. Those 20 that we actually get into honors nursing every year, if you meet the minimum requirements or a little better, you are guaranteed a seat in the nursing program. So it's a different thing. So you will get a separate notice about honors when that comes through. Good luck to you. I don't make those decisions, but yeah, good luck to you. I would just like to say too, if you can come out for the live event, I know it's only like a week from Saturday. It's a great place to visit if you've never been to Beaufort. There's lots of great restaurants for the family to eat out at. It's a beautiful place to visit. This is where Forrest Gump was filmed. The Big Chill was filmed here. It's lovely downtown waterfront park. If you like seafood, it's a seafood lover's paradise. It's also where Fripp Island is, and Hunting Island State Park, which is the most visited state park in the South Carolina system. We have just a myriad of things you can do downtown in terms of shopping and driving around. This is where Pat Conroy, the author, lived when he was still alive. We have a Pat Conroy Center. It's also one of the, if you come here to school, if you're interested in liberal arts, we have one of the highest concentrations of best-selling authors in the area of almost anywhere in the United States. And if you're in communications, our communications department with student interns has filmed something called By the River, where they interview a lot of these authors on the public television channel, and it's actually running statewide, and they won a regional award for that. Not an Emmy, but something else.
Telly.
What was it?
Telly.
A Telly, yeah. So it's I mean, they won a television broadcast award for it, and all those, and one of the students actually out of that program won essentially it's a one only nationwide, I think, internship in media relations, and she won out over other major schools with much larger and prestigious communications groups because of her work on that TV show, and also other work she did as a student. So there's so many things you can do here. It's really, and all the people here in Beaufort are waiting to see your smiling faces, because they appreciate higher education and want you to be a part of their community. Do I need to apply and get accepted before I find out what credits from my A will transfer and go towards your BA? If you just Damien, if you put yourself in contact with Miss Seabrook, she can actually forward your materials to the head of the business program, and he can tell you what will count and what won't count. I can't make that call for you, but you can go ahead and apply, and obviously if you don't find it acceptable, I think business usually tries to work with students to maximize the transfer that we can. We're not here to try to steal your money. We're here to try to help you be successful as soon as possible. So I would go ahead, and I don't know if we have a BA in business. I think we have a BS in business. But yeah, please, when you apply, get your associate's degree transcripts in as soon as possible. And we'll have people in admissions and also the business program evaluate that as far as which ones can be transferred and which ones. I mean, all your credit will count, I think, toward a degree, depending on what it is. I mean, I think the majority of it should, but how many will count toward the business program is up to the business program, not myself. But usually they're quite lenient with those sorts of things.
So I wanted to mention to everyone, anyone who has not applied as of yet, you can put in an application. I have put the link in the chat, and you can also use the waiver code USCB21. Again, that's USCB21. That will waive your $40 application fee. And that, that's always a good thing. You can go ahead and get your transcripts up. You can upload an unofficial transcript and send your test scores in if you have them. You can go ahead and get that information in, get an acceptance, make sure that you are going to check that you are interested in honors, and come and join this beautiful program. I think that it's an exclusive program. It's a good program to be in if you're looking to have some personalized experiences. We are a small university, but I think that this honors program really, it shines with students who are looking for something a little more, I hate to say personalized, but it is. You really get some great speakers, great guest lecturers that come in, and a great experience as far as an honors experience.
And now with the waived application fee, you can afford to put gas in the tank and come down and visit us in a week and a half. So, and maybe buy lunch. So, yeah, or are we providing lunch? I don't even know what we're doing right now. But yeah, I mean, it's a good time to come down and see it. We're right downtown in Beaufort. It's a great walkable city, and you know, I'm looking forward to seeing some of you in the fall next year.
Did anyone else have any questions that they wanted to ask? Okay, we have a couple.
How would I be able to notify the college that I have finished the STEM program and other academic honors I received in high school? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what that's getting at, but I think, you know, that would be part of your application process. You could submit that materials I'm sure it'll be on your transcript from high school, and you can point it out in an email or to admissions to make sure they flag that. So this is Jackson. You're the one who said you were accepted into pre-nursing already. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think that. So yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing that would be another plus in your favor with the nursing program for honors. So yeah, I would just make sure that that's highlighted in your letter to the admissions office through that admissions@uscb.edu.
So if there are any students that have also taken any dual credit coursework at that you're looking to bring over as well, you will need to submit that transcript from the college or university that you received that credit. And you would do that once those courses are completed. So if you're still in those courses, wait until you have graduated from high school, and you can just send us the full final transcript from that college or university.
But do it as soon as you can after graduation, because we'll use that information to build you a better custom schedule, so that, you know, the courses you don't need to retake, you don't have to retake.
Let's see, did we have any other questions?
We got a lot of lurkers.
So I just wanted to remind everyone that I have put the visit link there for you guys to go ahead if you're interested in visiting us on campus on October the 17th. That link is there. Also, remember that we do have visits on every Friday. And also the link for applying for the university are at finsup.uscb.edu/apply, and that link is also in the chat as well.
I feel like going through the roll here and saying Abigail, Austin, Jonathan. Any questions? I'm going to prod you like my students. Logan, Stephanie.
So we can mention the December the 1st is the priority deadline for the honors program. If there are any late applicants, we do consider those applications if another seat becomes available. So if students are unable to get some documentation before the priority deadline of December the 1st and are running a little late applying, you can possibly receive a seat after the December 1st deadline, but priority goes to those students who applied by the deadline. And that is just if a seat becomes available. We will let those students who are late registrants in.
Here's a good question. Clint says, I may have missed this, but to be clear, if we applied early for early decision, will we have an answer by December 1 or sooner? No, you will have a decision by December, what was it, Michelene?
So early decisions could be received by December 1st. Those are for students who have excelled, who have over a 3.7 and have the higher GPA, and the higher test score. Students who apply by the December 1st deadline will hear from us before our Christmas break, which runs right around December the 20th.
And then Abigail said she didn't remember if she checked the honors box. Is there a way to check or change it?
Yes, you can. I'll check that for you, Abigail. I'll go ahead and I can go and look into your student information and see if you've checked that. I'll contact you directly.
Is there any way to get her application fee refunded?
Oh no, she's asking about if she checked if she was interested in honors, not about a waiver.
I know, but you said the application waiver before, the USCB 21.
Oh yeah, USCB 21 is our application waiver for this event.
But if she already applied,
we can reach out to her personally.
That's what I thought. That's what I'm trying to say. We'll make it right for you, Abigail. We appreciate everybody coming today, actually. And Stephanie says, how long is the consideration process for applications already submitted for fall 2021 for the honors nursing program? I can't say. I can tell you that we probably will not start looking at those until the end of this month at the earliest. So I would say you should be able to count on it maybe sometime in November. We probably be on top of it a little faster this year, but we all have our special session going on now with the pandemic distancing and all the inherent creative stuff we're doing with that. So it's not a normal year for anybody, but we'll try to let you know as soon as possible. And if you have an outstanding application, I'm sure the nursing program will, as we say down south, jump on you like white on rice.
So we have a question about, we have a student who is a transfer student and is interested in honors. So you mentioned that briefly about students who are not incoming freshmen and the honors program that we have that's for students who are not incoming into BCH.
Yeah, the honors program and scholarship program is really for this honors freshman cohort only. I'm sorry to say. We do have an honors onboarding program that we do every spring. If you come in with a certain GPA, I think it actually has to be GPA that you've earned at USCB. They can invite you to join the honors program. We might be able to consider some other things, so I'm not really so sure about that. I can, but if you actually email admissions, we can forward that to the head of the honors committee and see what that is. We'd have to, I don't know how many credits you have coming in as a transfer, or where you're transferring from. And that we don't have time to cover that right now. But yeah, there is an onboarding thing. You have to do 18 honors credits in the program, and you can do that with professors doing honors contracts for different classes. And usually, depending on your major, and I don't know what your major is, Lindsay, but usually we like to have at least one of those honors contracts done with one of your senior level courses in your field of study. And Abigail says thank you. That's very nice. Not everybody says thank you these days, and I'm not asking everybody to say thank you, by the way. Yeah, Lindsay wants to qualify for the waiver too, so I think you have some email for you, Michelene.
Okay.
4.0 USC Columbia with 15 hours. Okay, well that's not really a transfer. You're going within systems. You just have to do a change of school. So those credits will you may be able to onboard as soon as you get here into the honors program, because we're all part of the same system here. USC Beaufort and USC Columbia, you'll actually still have some of the same access to stuff in Columbia you have now, because you're in the USC system. So that's not a transfer. That's per se. That's a what do we call that? A change of campus. Yeah. So you're not really a transfer student. You're still in the USC system. You're just coming to Beaufort instead of USC Columbia. And by the way, I worked at USC Columbia for 5 years before I came here to help start the biology program. And a lot of our students who went to Columbia back when we didn't have a program came back to us when we started biology because they liked it better, the small classes and things we have down here. When some application used to be selected biology, I received my acceptance yesterday and it said that I was accepted in public health. Well,
We can check his file for him.
yeah, we'll check that.
for you.
Public health is usually what they classify you as if you're pre-nursing, because a lot of the same courses are required for public health as is pre-nursing. And so if you didn't want to be in pre-nursing, you know, we can fix that for you. It's no big deal. If you want to be pre-nursing, then public health is what you're assigned at until you get into the nursing program. I think even if you're in the honors cohort to get into nursing, they still list you as that because you don't really start your nursing career until your third year. You do take a couple of pre-nursing courses, but the majority of the stuff is the same as public health. They don't really call you a nurse, even if you're pre-accepted through honors nursing, until you're actually in your third and fourth year of the nursing program. So I don't know. You said you selected biology, but it's not clear whether you want to be pre-nursing or biology. And pre-nursing, we don't really have a pre-nursing. We just call it public health. So they know who you are because it is in a concentration, and the department will know who you are as well. So if you want to be biology, we can change that. But if you want to be pre-nursing, you're in the right program. And I'm answering all these things because Dr. Morris doesn't know anything about nursing. He knows a hell of a lot more than I do about a lot of things, but he doesn't know much about nursing.
All right, so you're welcome. We will get in touch with you personally, Austin, to see what your intention is, what exactly you should be in. We'll go ahead and take care of that for you.
Yeah, and if you don't hear anything back, to do a slight oversight, just email admissions at USCB.edu, and someone will get back to you.
Right. Okay, did anybody else have any questions? We thank you guys for your time today. If for some reason you come up with a question after the session is over, again, Dr. Staton has mentioned that you can definitely email us at admissions@uscb.edu. You can also contact admissions at 843-208-8055. That number is also available for text if a student just had a quick question they wanted to get answered. And we monitor those three during normal business hours. Again, I want to remind you guys again that we do have our live session for Beaufort College Honors on October the 17th. If you, for some reason you can't find it, the information on getting registered, again, that email address is always good for questions, and someone will send you the link to make sure that you can be included in that group of students who attend.
Time is getting short, and so make sure if you want to come down that you do it early, because those spots may fill up. It's a great time of year to come visit the Low Country. You know, it's not quite as hot as it has been, and it's just a beautiful time of year in the autumn, and in the spring, and in the winter, and every day except for about 3 in July, where it's just really hot.
All right, so if no one has any more questions, again, we want to thank you guys for coming to visit us today. Thank you, Dr. Staton and Dr. Morris, for taking time out to give these students a great experience and lots of information on this program. Again, if you guys have any questions, please just email us at admissions@uscb.edu.
Pins up.
Pins up. Have a great day, guys.
Take care.
Thank you again.
Thanks for coming. And we're so nice, people don't want to leave. And Lily, and it's just Lily and us now. Maybe Millie stepped out.
Good job, guys. They were a quiet group, but had good questions.
Well, hopefully I didn't.
That was more people than we expected. So at one point we had 20 people in there. So there were originally 18-ish.
I thought it was hot in here. I thought it was hot in
We
here.
ended up with 20, so that was good. That was good. At one point we hiked up there. So
Well, I mean, I like I said, and I think Brent feels the same way. If you guys are going to pursue those 400 people that didn't go anywhere last spring, you know, I'd be willing to do a session like this with any biology majors of intent to try to get them come in the spring. I know Brent feels the same way.
Yeah, same thing.
all right.
So
We need them.
yeah, well, and, you know, hopefully a bunch of pre-law students are being inspired right now by what they see on the news and debates and all that stuff.
Inspired or turned off of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like,
Hey,
I don't want to do it.
Can you stop recording now?
Oh, hold on.